What is going on, you guys? My name is Seapeekay, and today I'm going to be bringing you the video game tag, which is something that's doing the rounds at the minute at most YouTube gamers. I was tagged by Smallish Bean, so thank you for the tag. I'm just going to talk about some games and stuff. I don't know why my face is sort of half and half right now. Let's try and move the camera a little. Nope, didn't work. Still going to have half and half face. So the first question is, what is your all-time favourite video game? Now, there are a lot of games which I really enjoy. Crash Bandicoot I played a lot of when I was younger. Then there's a lot more modern games like Gears of War. I mean, I played that game competitively for like 2 years of my life and like went to LAN events and stuff to play it. So I like Gears of War a lot. But the first game that I always remember, I always think of when people are like, what's your favourite game? I instantly just say Final Fantasy VII. Because Final Fantasy VII is a phenomenal game. And if you've never played it, I strongly recommend you play it. The whole series is great. I don't think they've made a really bad Final Fantasy game. This part of my head is really bugging me. But yeah, I don't think they've ever made a really bad Final Fantasy game, so it's definitely worth checking out. The second question is, what is your favourite video game genre? I would have to say that it's probably MMORPGs, or any game that has sort of like a character progression like series. So like RuneScape, I used to put countless hours into RuneScape because you can level up, and I love that stuff. World of Warcraft I've played quite a bit, but just dabbled here and there. Guild Wars 2 is definitely my most recent one. I just love any game where you start a character and he's quite weak, and then you progress through the levels and you do stories and you do missions, and your character becomes strong, and you can train all different professions and proficiencies and stuff like that. And that's why I love those games. You can just put so much time into it, and there's a lot of side missions and playing with your friends, and it's really cool, and I love games like that. The next question is, what is the first game you ever played? Now, I don't know the name, but it always sticks in my head. When I was really young, I used to go around to my great-granddad's house, and he had an Atari, and he had a game, and you were a cowboy on a horse, and it was like a side-scrolling game, and you were a cowboy on a horse, and you had two options, and that was to whip yourself to make the horse go faster, and to throw a lasso out. And you had to try and lasso the cows while you're on the horse. And it sounds really boring, but it was actually great fun to me when I'm like 3 or 4. And for some reason that game sticks in my head so much, and I don't know why, and I don't know what it was called. And I would love to know. But that's definitely the first game I ever remember playing properly. What games are you most looking forward to is the next question. And to me, there's two that stick out. The Sims 4, which I think is going to be great. A lot of people are really upset that they took out so much stuff, like babies and swimming pools and all that jazz. However, the game is still going to be ridiculously good. All Sims games pretty much have been awesome. It seems unlikely to me that this game is not going to be good. And also, Borderlands, the pre-sequel, I haven't even looked into anything to do with the game, and I already want it. Borderlands is one of those games that I've always liked, and it sort of has the character progression thing, but it's really fast-paced and a shooter, and it's such a fun game to play. And with like the 4-player multiplayer thing, it's great fun. So definitely The Sims 4 and the Borderlands pre-sequel are the two games that I'm telling you to watch out for. The next question is, who is your most hated character from any game ever? I can't really think. The more I'm thinking about it, you know, I can't think of any antagonists at all. Oh my god. Has anyone ever played Dead or Alive 4? Okay, Dead or Alive 4. The entire game is really simple, okay? Then you get to this final boss, who is some weird, like, gelatin woman, made of, like, weird plasma jelly, like, looking stuff, and she is ridiculously difficult. And I'm a perfectionist, and I like to be able to finish a game with every character in games like, like Tekken. I like to be able to finish the game with every character. If I wasn't good with a character, this AI would absolutely destroy me, to the point where it's one of the few games that's actually made me genuinely really angry. And games don't do that to me very often. But if you've ever played it, you'll know exactly who I mean, and you'll know exactly why it makes me so goddamn angry. But I hate it so much. And the final question is, who is my favourite character ever from any game series? This kind of goes back to, I think, Gears of War, Final Fantasy type stuff. Final Fantasy has so many lovable characters. I mean, there's Cloud, who's like the main protagonist, and he's awesome throughout it all. But then there's so many little side characters in that, like Yuffie. Yuffie's great fun. and Cat Sith or Kate Sith. I'm not even sure how you pronounce his name, but he's just a really fun character. But then there's also Gears of War, and you know the characters in that are awesome. I mean, some of the characters don't really count. I mean, Kim dies in like chapter 1 or chapter 2 or something, so I don't really count him. But Coltrane is like the most fun guy ever to listen to his voice acting. Or you know, Marcus just for being like this badass guy who's always willing to do stuff. But yeah, that's my video game tag done. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Feel free to send me videos of you guys doing it. I'd love to see that. I've got to tag 3 people now, so I am going to go ahead and tag Raidwolf Gamer, Ashdub, and Ivor Vane, also known as Foofy, Brett's girlfriend. So those are my 3 tags. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out the people in the description who I tagged, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!